Travis Bradberry said, "Influential people are never satisfied with the status quo. They're the only ones who constantly ask, what if and why not? They're not afraid to challenge conventional wisdom, and they don't disrupt things for the sake of being disruptive. They do it to make things better." I'm Bobby Taylor, and this is the Lakeview Podcast. When you talk about having disruption in an industry, what the disruptors are able to do is implement the concept of moving at the speed of opportunity. They are nimble enough to take advantage of opportunities. There's not a lot of bureaucracy. There's not a lot of meetings that have to happen because you have established a culture of trust. You move and react as a disruptor. When I talk about moving at the speed of opportunity, one thing that comes to my mind is postseason basketball. I guess it could apply to any sport, baseball, football, or hockey. But in preseason, there's a speed. In the regular season, there's a speed. And in the playoffs, there's a speed. And of course, in the championship round, there's a faster speed. And you have to be able to be conditioned and disciplined and really allow yourself to move at a faster pace, not only as an individual, but as a team. So when you're out seeking opportunities, you must also look for partners that can work at the pace needed to be impactful and disruptive in order to get things done. And it's not a matter of big organizations versus small organizations. It's a matter of culture, where the leadership asks itself, are you satisfied with the status quo? The status quo in your communities that you serve, and the status quo within your agency. Is the response, well, we've always done it this way, and I have adjusted my work schedule and lifestyle around this way of doing things. And that's okay, because many people are satisfied with that philosophy and go on to have long careers. But as a disruptor, as a builder, as someone with a lake view traveling at the speed of opportunity, we know that we have to pick up the pace at times. If you think in terms of basketball, when it's time for a fast break, you move. You fill the lanes and you make it happen. You don't slow the ball down because the defense is not ready. You take advantage of the scoring opportunity. And a lot of it is preparation and conditioning. You hear athletes all the time talking about training and muscle memory. A lot which can be said of organizations. There's a muscle memory derived of doing the same thing the same way for years, where it's the same grant cycle, the same fundraisers, the same programs. At the same time every year, we send appeal letters and assess the community. Then we repeat it year after year. And they create that muscle memory. But if we're talking about disruption and really transforming communities by building and filling lakes with effective and impactful work, then at some point, our mission should be accomplished. We shouldn't be talking about the same challenges of the same population in the same communities year after year. Things should be changing. We build and fill lakes to provide meaningful and impactful resources that should be a generation paradigm shift for our residents. So when you have the muscle memory of using the same demographics for your report that highlight the same health disparities, the same education inequities, the same cradle to prison pipeline, and the same employment statistics, you created that muscle memory. And in times of stress and turmoil, you rely on your training and muscle memory. Or we can condition ourselves to move faster and forward thinking, to make changes based on real-time data and improvement science, to be aware of trends and always challenging ourselves to be more innovative and disruptive, because disruptors move at the speed of opportunity. Now, during this episode, we've really focused on being a disruptor in this social service sector. But what is a disruptor? Abigail Harrison provides one of the best descriptions of a disruptor in her book, Dream Big. Astronaut Abby writes, "To be a disruptor means that you are willing to risk failure to push for change. Disruptors are willing to step outside of the status quo and do things in a different way, one that may challenge conventional and traditional thinking. But disruptors don't do this on their own. They work to bring others along with them, to create leaders, and to help drive forward the change they see as necessary for the future. Disruptors are often aware that bringing big ideas forward and getting people to think in a new way and different ways requires a village of people willing to join in pursuit of something bigger than themselves. Being a disruptor can also mean creating your own opportunities when none exist. Ultimately, disruptors encourage social change, push for shifts in the public mindset, and can even lead cultural movements while moving at the speed of opportunity. This is Bobby Taylor, and you've been listening to the Lakeview Podcast.